The following is a special presentation of Henrico County Public Schools. Live game coverage as the Varina Blue Devils take on the Henrico Warriors.
Welcome to Varina High School. We got high school football tonight where the Varina Blue Devils play host to the Henrico Warriors. And here we are in the booth. Joining me, McKenna Slough, Abigail Fisher, both members of the Varina Center for Communications and Media Relations. We're going to be bringing you the action tonight. Guys, Varina sitting at number 4 in the standings. Henrico just outside of that playoff at number 9. Maybe a little bit of history could be involved in this in terms of a little payback for Varina?
Yeah, well, last year the Blue Devils and the Warriors played each other about a year ago today, actually, and the score was 28-27 to Henrico won, and they were just one extra point away from that tying up the game and going into overtime, and so I know that's probably on their minds tonight, and they're just really looking forward to getting some revenge.
Absolutely, ending their season last year, but McKenna, this is 2019. This is this year. How impressive has Varina looked, winning 6 straight games, going for number 7 tonight?
It's looked very impressive so far. You know, even the first loss of the game at Manchester in the beginning of the season, they redeemed it at the next game and the games after that. So they've thrown the ball hard, they ran hard. It's been really awesome so far this season.
And I think it's going to be really awesome tonight, the play on the field and the fun we're going to have up here in the booth. Just moments away, Varina versus Henrico, kickoff straight ahead.
The Henrico Warriors and the Varina Blue Devils. Big play, Bobby Dunn, as the Varina offense flying high as the Blue Devils seek out their 7th straight win. Warrior running back Eric McDaniels has other ideas, trying to propel Henrico back to the postseason. Last year, Henrico had Varina's number, beating them first in the regular season, and then once more in the playoffs. Can Henrico silence Varina again? Or will Varina's dominant season continue as the Blue Devils look for a little bit of payback? Well, we're about to find out. Varina versus Henrico starts right now.
One heck of a season, as we said earlier, with the Varina Blue Devils, and it's a special night. Let's send it down to the third member of our crew. Reporter Davis Daly is standing by. Davis, what you got?
That's right, Will. Tonight is senior night, and not just for the football players, but for band and cheer as well. The fans are amazing tonight. We're supporting families and friends. The game should be great.
For the years of dedication to our programs, we wish you all the best of luck.
Today's
a big round of applause.
What did you mean by that? Keep going. What do you mean keep going?
Getting ready for the national anthem just moments away. Davis, thank you very much. That's 25 seniors tonight, ladies. That's one of the reasons I think Varina has been such a special team to watch this season. As you said earlier, McKenna, that opening game they lost in double overtime to Manchester, a game that they felt they could win. Since that point, they've won 6 straight games. The last game they just played was against Patrick Henry, 48-10. That's been the closest margin of victory. Now let's pay attention and listen to the Henrico Marching Band for the national anthem. Although that's not the anthem that I'm used to hearing. So Henrico's gonna do a little bit of a performance pregame before we get going. Let's talk more inside the numbers. Varina offensively has been on an absolute tear. They're averaging 56 points per game, led by quarterback Bobby Dunn. over 1,300 yards passing. You know what I like the best, ladies, in McKenna? This is big. When you have a quarterback that throws 19 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions, you're probably going to have a good shot at winning the game.
Most likely.
Abigail, the running back, though, that's where Varina really excels, and they kind of a three-headed monster there. James Reed, Bryson Ross, Isaiah Page.
Yeah, they're all really good running backs, and they all just they get down the field, and they have no fear when it comes to it. They get the ball, and they just run. They don't care who's in their way. They're going to jump over, run through whoever they have to. Nobody's really taking them down.
Isaiah Page, 404 yards rushing this season, but he's even more dangerous as a receiver with 595 receiving. And if Varina wants to throw the football, obviously we talked about Bobby Dunn. They've got their big man, Barry Hill. Look for him to have an impact in the receiving game. 493 yards this season so far for wide receiver Bobby Dunn. Let's talk about Henrico. We talked about this a little bit in the pregame. Eric McDaniels is going to have a special game running the football, Abigail.
You're right. He really is. Just all the things that he has to go through. He has 684 yards and 9 touchdowns on the season so far, and just watching him out there is going to be pretty interesting, especially against the Varina defense and everything they have to offer.
And McKenna, he's the big back, but the smaller, shifty guy, Marquis Harvey, he's had a good season too.
Yeah, he's ran 473 yards. He's had 5 touchdowns this season, so yeah, he's played a pretty tough run this season.
Varina's defense, though, ladies, has, as you said, McKenna, has really been the bread and butter for the Blue Devils. Since the Manchester game, get this, they've only allowed 7 points per game. Meanwhile, on the other end, Henrico, their defense led by some serious linebackers, but they have given up 31 points or more 4 times. As we see the finishing touches for the Henrico marching band, and you ladies get a chance to hear Varina's band. They're pretty good.
Yeah, Varina's band is pretty good. We here at Varina, they lost their band leader last year, and this year they have a brand new director, and he's really just picking up exactly where Mosley left off, and everybody seems to be liking him. You hear the band students they still love him, and they're just doing such a good job still, and nothing's really changed except just a little bit of new membership.
Awesome. McKenna, and we're going to talk more about this as this game continues, but if you're just joining this stream and listening to us, we are working in tandem with Varina Center for Communications and Media Relations. McKenna, tell me about a couple things you guys do there.
We do a lot of videography and photography there. We do a lot of news packages. We go around Richmond just trying to find interesting things to, film, record. And we also have the morning announcements that we do every morning, and the Varina Blue Devils Advocate newspaper that we send out monthly. So
that's pretty special.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of have your fingers in a lot of pies there when it comes to Varina communications. That's pretty neat. And you get to do this tonight. So there's always that. And Abigail, you were instrumental. You've been in the booth before, except last time we were together, we were covering Varina versus Highlands. No, I believe it was Highland Springs. Yeah, Varina Highland Springs basketball.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. A really cool experience just getting to watch them play basketball and talk about it and just see everything happen so fast. You see it from a different perspective when you're up here and you're just talking about everything, and everything just seems so surreal when you're watching it. It's a whole different view and perspective.
Just a couple of years ago, Varina got a brand new football field, and taking a look at that shot, look at that football field. That's pretty impressive as the crowd gathers in. I believe it's this might be the first night where it really feels like fall and everybody's actually blanketed up and wearing coats out there. We're nice and cozy up here in the booth, though.
Yeah, it's pretty cold outside tonight.
I would definitely want to be layering up.
Not calling for any rain. Supposed to be in the mid-50s, but might drop below 50 degrees as this game goes on.
Oh boy, do I feel bad for them.
Hey, just wait till late November. If both these teams are in the playoffs, it'll be cold, but they'll be playing like they're warm. Okay, now here comes the national anthem.
And we would ask that you please stay on your feet and with your hats off until the colors are retired. Tonight, the American flag is being carried by Chief Petty Officer Cooper. Unit flag carried by Chief Petty Officer Tripp. The right-handed rifle, First Class Petty Officer Hicks. And the left rifle, Third Class Petty Officer Allen.
That's pretty sweet. It's a sweet look, especially when you're down there getting highlights of it. It's just kind of a neat intro. And at midfield right now, they're going to do the coin toss and figure out who's going to win the toss. Looks like Varina has. Varina's won the toss. They've elected to defer. That means Henrico will start with the football. And that means we're going to see a heavy dose of Jaquel Thomas at quarterback. And we're going to see a heavy dose of Eric McDaniels and Marquis as well at running back. Marquis Harvey, 473 yards, 5 touchdowns on the game, as both teams are still posturing ready to come out for this one. Does anyone have any pregame superstitions? Anything that that you guys like to do before watching a big game?
I just like to dance. I like to dance around, you know, get the adrenaline rushing through the veins and get ourselves excited.
Here comes Varina. Henrico has already entered the field, and again, we've said it once, we've said it before. Varina, number 4, if the season were to end today, they have a chance to make it all the way up, maybe even close to number 1, because they still have Highland Springs on the schedule, their last game of the year. Meanwhile, Henrico, this is it. This is their biggest game. Sitting at number 9, they have to win this game to make the playoffs unless there's absolute chaos. So in terms of need, put the check in the box for Henrico. In terms of wanting to stick it to the other team, maybe that goes Varina's way. Varina, there it is, 6-1 on the year. Henrico comes into this one at 4-3. So it'll be interesting to see with Henrico having the football first, just what the strategy will be, because you guys have seen Varina. They've been pretty solid against the run this year.
Yeah, they have. They've just been very well at stopping the ball. No matter what they need to do, they're very good at getting in the way of the offensive line, in the way of the offensive players, and getting out of the way of their fellow defensive players. And they're just very good with making sure that everything that they need to happen in order for them to win games happens, and they're not afraid to do whatever it takes.
And Varina is getting ready for the kickoff. They'll kick off from their own 40-yard line. Gideon Owosu will be the specialty in that, and he lines up. Henrico has two of their deep men back, and we are off. Getting the ball at about the 12-yard line is number 2, Marquis Harvey. Harvey making a move to the right side. Harvey still on his feet. A flag comes down as Harvey exits around the 34, maybe close to the 35-yard line. And ladies, when there's a penalty flag on the kickoff, it's usually on the return team.
Yeah, typically when you see it, it's going to be on the return, something that they did in the backfield, and you just can't afford to do that.
And the penalty is holding on Henrico, so Warriors will probably start with the football somewhere around their 25-yard line. And that is indeed the call, so they'll back it up. Coach Stu Brown smiling about that one. He's happy with that particular call. He's been really happy with his football team. But this, make no mistake, this is a statement game for Henrico. Warriors have beaten McKenna, Varina 4 times in a row. They've won the last 4 contests against the green and gold. And we're finally going to get our first play from scrimmage as 2 backs are in the backfield. And quarterback Hayden Vozar will take the snap from the pistol. Handoff, Eric McDaniels. He's got a hole to the 30, 35, down inside the 40 to the 42-yard line. Great start for the green and gold. Henrico, first down, and that's Eric McDaniels.
Eric McDaniels with the carry for Henrico.
He got taken down by Jaden Cawthorn just now, and Isaiah Page played a little role in that. They did their best to stop him, put your 2 quickest men that you can on the ball.
Looks like Varina is going to want to play a little bit of hurry up here. Same looking formation. A pistol with 2 backs. Varina showing pressure off the corner. Here does come a blitz. I hand it off to McDaniel. McDaniel is going to be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. So that time it's Varina's linebackers causing problems in the opponent's offensive side. And that's going to go for a minimal game. Second and we'll call it just about 10. McKenna, how important is it for Henrico to get off to a fast start if they want to pull off this win tonight?
It's pretty important. If they want to win, they need to get their feet moving on the field because Varina has fast feet, and so if they want to win, they need to have faster feet.
Second and 10 from the 42-yard line. Vozar takes the snap, gives a handoff, and it is stopped in the backfield. Number 49 making his presence felt, and that's Jalen Murphy. It'll be 3rd and long, and Abigail, that play didn't have a chance.
No, it didn't. As soon as they passed the ball off, he was taken down, like, instantly. Jalen just came in, and he knew exactly what was going to happen. It's like he could see it right before it happened, and it's like he could read their mind, and he knew exactly they were going to go which way, and stopped him right in his tracks.
So they'll show trips to the right on what is going to be a 3rd and 13 with a ball at the 39-yard line. Henrico, 1 first down this drive, 3rd and 13, a little hard to come by. Throws and in and out of the hands. He had his tight end, number 80, Kavion Keys, wide receiver. Only a freshman couldn't hold on to that one. And, oh, man, McKenna, that was an opportunity for Henrico.
It was very much so an opportunity, and yet they lost it.
So that'll bring up 4th and 13 with 9:55 to go. Clock stop on incomplete pass. And the Warriors will line up to kick this one away to a dangerous return team.
Varina gets the ball in a return, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to end up in the end zone. I've seen it before. It happens almost every week. They get the ball, and half the time they end up returning it.
That's a wobbly kick. They got good pressure on the punter, and they're going to down that right about the 33-yard line. Make that 27, wrong side of the 30.
First and 10, Blue Devils.
So the Blue Devil defense does its job. Now they'll take over on offense, and their offense has, well, it hasn't been offensive. Listen to this. After losing 45-38, you score 38 against Manchester. That's impressive. They won 63-0, 55-13, 56-13. The list goes on and on. Shotgun formation, 2 backs, and it's going to be Bobby Dunn on play action. He's got a man wide open. He's caught. 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10. See you later. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Isaiah Page, the commit to Kent State, takes it the distance, and Varina, just like that, one play, one bomb, 6-0, Blue Devils.
Well, you're going to see a lot of that tonight, and it's not just going to be Isaiah. It's going to be him and his whole team. All they need is a little bit of leeway. They get the ball, and they're gone. There's no way you're catching up to him at that point.
The more teamwork they have, the more chance they have of scoring.
Well, I think the play action had a lot to do with that. It sucked up the linebackers, and then that left one-on-one with Isaiah Page, and you do not want that. As we see the replay, Page caught that ball, and he has speed to burn. He's not going to be caught in that situation. Once he made the catch, he was gone. 7-0 our score, Varina, with 9:31 to go in the first quarter. So Bobby Dunn now makes that 20 touchdowns on the year with only 2 interceptions, and he finds his speedster, all everything, Isaiah Page.
Yeah, like you said, one-on-one with Isaiah Page isn't going to end well for most people. You have to be very talented and very fast to be able to catch him. When he gets the ball and it's just you, 2 people in the backfield, and it's him and one other guy, 9 times out of 10 he's getting to the end zone. And there's nothing you can really do to stop him. If he doesn't get to the end zone, he's going to get very close.
So for the second time already this evening, Gideon Owusu will tee it up and kick it off. Ball at the 40-yard line. And it's kicked end over end and caught at the 13-yard line. Marquis Harvey gets taken down just shy of the 25.
Marquis Harvey with the return brought down by Quentin Baylor for the Blue Devils.
McKenna, this is a key drive for Henrico now, especially being down 7-0. My guess is that they'll want to keep it on the ground. But we saw on that first drive, they were trying to draw plays and go no huddle and try to confuse this Varina defense.
Yeah.
So it'll be a shotgun formation. Hayden Vozar in again at quarterback. Running back behind him is McDaniels. He's got Harvey flanked right next to him. Varina showing pressure. Vozar throws it to the flat. It's complete. It's a wide receiver screen. It's got a chance. The catch and the first down. Well-designed play. The pass to Frederick Jones. And that's how you take advantage of someone's aggressiveness. You throw that little screen, and then next thing you know, they're gone.
Yeah, that's the thing. You get all they have to do, it seems like, is get a little bit of a trick play, and they got that right up the middle.
So they go no huddle again. Ball at their own 40-yard line. Hand off McDaniels. McDaniels got a hole. McDaniels still running. Did they blow the whistle? No, he's still going. Or did they? Well, a helmet comes off, so that automatically stops play. I didn't hear a whistle, did you?
I didn't hear a whistle, but then again, it could have happened and we just missed it.
Either way, that's going to be, I believe, first down yardage. No, I think they did blow a whistle or blow the play dead when the helmet came off after about a 6 or 7 yard gain.
Seems like they caught a timeout, or there's a hurt player in the middle of the field.
There is actually down on the field, number 7. I believe that's Quentin Baylor.
Yeah, Quentin Baylor's down on the field. Looks like he's holding his leg.
One of the seniors here on senior night. Remember, this game is brought to you by the crew at the Center for Communications and Media Relations. Early timeout here on the field, with Varina holding a 7-0 edge over the Warriors with 8:37 to go in quarter number 1. This gives us a chance to talk about some of these seniors. 25 on senior night. Who do you guys know the most of this senior class?
For me, I know Lorenz most and Isaiah Page just because Lorenz I've had classes with. You know, you hear about him. You know he's committed to go to UVA. He's just a great athlete all around. And then Isaiah Page, still a great athlete all around, committed to go Kent State. I just know them. I've had classes with them. They're really nice guys, very into football, and always, you know, being positive around everybody and always have a smile on their face.
Also positive that Quentin Baylor came up. Who's the funniest guy, McKenna? Who's like the biggest character that you know of?
I don't know much football players, but I do know Bobby Dunn. He is in my Spanish class. He tends to make us laugh a lot sometimes.
Well, he's been making Varina smile with his play at quarterback, because we're ready for play to resume. Second down, and we'll call it 3 at the 47-yard line. Shotgun formation handoff. McDaniels. A helmet comes off again as he gains about 2. And they'll blow it dead. Actually, I don't even think he got a yard. That Varina interior defense is pretty impressive. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 3. As key down for the Warriors to try to extend this drive and really keep the ball out of the Varina offense's hands. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Similar formation, kind of the pistol, with a running back behind him. Vozar hands the ball off. Here comes Eric McDaniels. McDaniels, the 40, McDaniels 35. 2 flags come down, though, and I think that play might be coming back. It's either a block in the back or a hold.
I'm putting it on a hold by Henrico around the 40. You know, there were a couple players getting really tangled up. I saw blue jersey and some hands. I don't know.
And it is indeed a hold, and so that'll be a 10-yard as Abigail pumps her fist for being right. Yeah, so that'll be enforced from the spot of the foul. So this is going to be one of those weird 3rd down and 4 situations. Although I will say McKenna, been pretty impressed with, except for the penalty, pretty impressed with Henrico's offense. They've been moving the ball. They just haven't had the right result yet.
All it's going to take is them getting through there, I think, and they just have to find a way to get through the line and without something happening. I remember a couple weeks ago, there was a game here, and all you saw in the last little bit of the game was flags flying. Just things kept happening. And
But 2nd down and 3. I said 3rd down, but they took the penalty, obviously, so they're going to run around the right side and get stopped right at that line of scrimmage.
Terrell Moore on the carry for the Warriors, stopped by number 20, Caleb Kirk for the Blue Devils.
you know, something interesting about Caleb Kirk, he plays both sides of the field. You'll always see him out there. He rarely ever comes off the field. He's just a great all-around player. If you don't know his name, one day you might.
Very true, Abby. Very true.
So it'll bring up, they're saying it's 4th down. So it's 4th down and 3 at the 46. What a big down this is. Shotgun. And they're trying to get him to jump off sides, and I think Henrico got Varina to jump across the neutral zone, and if that's the case, that's 5 yards and a 1st down. Refs are looking that way. Yeah, they're moving the ball past midfield to the Varina 49-yard line.
2 of the guys seem to jump over the line. If you look back, you see his 2 guys think that something's happening and nothing's going on, and they jump.
Henrico's game plan, it looks like on offense, is to go fast. They've gone no huddle again. Similar formation, pistol formation with a running back in McDaniels behind him. Vozar dialing long distance. Got a man, but he overthrew him. And Henrico was looking for holding on that one, and there is, or pass interference, there is a flag down. And again, that was number 80, Kavion Keys, the intended receiver. freshman getting a lot of playing time for the Warriors. So we'll see
what the call is.
Yeah. So they will call defensive holding, and they'll mark that 5 yards further from the 49. Excuse me, a 10-yard penalty. It is the 10-yard variety, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 39. Pistol set. Running back, backfield again is McDaniels. He's got Marquis Harvey to his right. As they check the sidelines for the play, and here they come. Henrico, so far so good for the green and gold, and trying to answer that first play. It's McDaniels, and he's gobbled up in the middle. Number 23, and a gaggle of Blue Devils were in on that stop. Minimal gain.
Took him almost all the way back to the 50. That was a hard loss right there.
J.C. DePriest in on the stop. So J.T. DePriest makes the tackle, and it'll be 2nd and long. They call him J.T., but he's really Justin. So 2nd and 12, ball at the 41-yard line. Vozar looks, got nowhere to go. Now he's going to take it down and run with it, and he gets nailed after about a 1 or 2 yard gain. And number 21, Jalen Walker on the stop, linebacker. Looks like he stopped right at that line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and long. We'll call it about 10. Henrico looking over to the sideline for the play call. Varina acting like they're bringing pressure. Shotgun snap, fires by Vozar's got a man in the flat, and that might be good enough for a 1st down. We'll see where he's marked. And he's right at the line to gain. Just a little pass out to the flat is going to work. And McKenna right now, Henrico's tempo and the ability to run multiple plays is working out because it's keeping Varina's offense off the field.
Yeah. They're trying their hardest to try and get a score.
The best thing for Henrico to do tonight is probably just try to keep Varina's offense off the field, because the second they let them back on, they're on a roll.
Shotgun formation, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Vozar has looked pretty good so far. Hands the ball off on what looks like a kind of like a read option play. Number 21, Terrell Moore, who comes in to spell McDaniels at times. They also have number 15, Kayvon Williams, in the backfield. 2nd down and 7 as the clock ticks down under 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Henrico knocking on the door at the Blue Devil 26, 2nd and 7. Shotgun formation for Vozar, 3 receivers to the left. 1 to the right. And it's a handoff. And drop the football. I think that ball is loose. They're going to uncover the scrum. And Marquis Harvey that time finds himself in the book, and he gets, evidently, if it was a fumble, he recovered it.
You know, well, something I like about this, you know, you're just watching it. You see them helping each other up off the field, even opposing teams picking each other up. It's something that you always see these guys do, and they're always happy to help each other out. Just like I said at the beginning, they're friends. Before they get on the field, they're friends off the field, and even though they're opponents while they're on the field, they still help each other up, and they don't want to see each other get hurt or anything like that.
Good point.
To see 2 opposing teams working almost simultaneously as one sometimes, it's pretty amazing to see, because they're a rival team for us.
Absolutely. Now, and I think that also speaks to leadership, as the running back is stopped for very minimal gain, and it's going to bring up 4th and 3 Whether or not Henrico kicks or not or goes for it, we'll find out. I have a feeling they're going to go for it, but I think it speaks to the teaching staff, the administration. I think it speaks to obviously the family, the parents, parental units, the coaches, the staff. You got good kids out there.
Yeah, you'll never hear a coach or a parent of one of these players tell them that they need to disrespect someone that they're playing. It's always show them respect, because nobody's going to treat you with respect if you're not treating them, you know?
Referee not showing respect, throwing a flag. We'll see what that is. It's pre-snap penalty, probably on Henrico. It was a 4th and 3 situation.
As I say, if you want to be treated well, treat others well.
No doubt. Oh, they picked up the flag. Instead, it's a timeout for Varina. 2:39 to go, first quarter. Blue Devils, one big play. Bobby Dunn throwing it to Isaiah Page for a deep touchdown pass is your only scoring. Henrico, on the other hand, ladies, they've been doing their work on a long, grinded-out drive.
Yeah, Henrico's doing a good job at keeping their offense on the field and keeping Varina's offense off. Varina's defense is doing their best to get their guys back out there, but Henrico's just finding a way to keep pushing through. They're warming up some people on the sidelines. I can see. I see a kicker over there on Henrico's line. I mean, just everything going on. They're just trying to be prepared for whatever can come next, so you never know.
Cheerleaders trying to get those fans loud for this 4th down and 3. It does appear as they're going to go for it. So 4th and 3 this time. Hayden Vozar will line up under center. I formation behind him. Many at the line for Varina on the defensive front. Handoff, McDaniels. That's going to be close. Depends on where they spot it. McDaniels with the carry. They may bring out the chains here to see if it's a first down. Of course, Varina's saying no. James Reed's like, no, he didn't make it. I like the caution on the back of his uniform there.
All the field is first down, Warriors.
The call on the field is first down, Henrico. So the Warriors' drive continues. So it'll be first down and 10. First down and 10 at the 19. 2:25 to go and counting in quarter number 1. A very impressive drive for the Warriors so far. Can they finish it off, or will Varina make a big stand? Well, we're about to find out. Vozar under center. Handoff, McDaniels. McDaniels cuts back inside. McDaniels still on his feet. McDaniels to the 12. This guy is running hard tonight.
Carry for the Warriors. Brought down by Jaden Cardinal.
He did a really good job that time making it through those defenders and not let them take him down with the first hit. They had to get a couple in before he finally hit the ground.
Jaden Cawthorn with the stop at linebacker for Varina, but it'll bring up a 2nd and 3 at the Blue Devil 12. And there it is, the run, and then watch this cut right here. That's McDaniels is a big back, but he doesn't get a whole lot of credit for his quickness. So here we go, back live now, 2nd and 3, and flags are down. I think they took too much time. And it is a delay of game. That's a 5-yard penalty. So not what you want if you're Henrico on offense. You go from 2nd and 3 to 2nd and 8. But McDaniels is shifty. He's a big back. He likes contact, but he can make moves as well. And he'll try to look to make some more here unless Vozar puts this one up in the air as he lines up under center. I formation. Vozar takes a snap, looking, has time, firing, has a man, and it is caught inside the 5, and he lost the football. He lost the football. Varina's got it to the 10, the 15. Jubriel Edwards all the way out to the 25-yard line. So Edwards, the senior linebacker on senior night, comes up with a huge play. just when it looked like Henrico was going to go in for a score.
You know, that's something Varina's really good at. They get in those pressure situations, and they just find a way to get out of it no matter what happens. They probably had something drawn up for that before this game, or they've had something like that all season drawn up just for that kind of play.
Now it's Varina getting ready with Bobby Dunn. He's going to hand the football off. Got hit by a host of Warriors. That's number 6, Bryson Ross. Let's look at this fumble again. This is after the catch was made, and then the ball just pops out. And check out Jubril Edwards. I thought he might take it. He had some speed to burn, but a big recovery by Varina because, well, they were facing some trouble there. Varina lines up in shotgun, but they may not even snap this football. There's 10 seconds left in the first quarter. And he's got 2 backs. They will snap it. Hands it off to Isaiah Page, and a flag is down on the far side of the field. A lot of penalties tonight, ladies.
Yeah, it's only the first quarter, and you've already seen a bunch of flags getting thrown and a lot of different things happening, you know?
Boy, it's been a busy first quarter, though. The huge play. Here's the call.
Yeah, but you can only tell this is going to be a good game later on.
Absolutely. Except that's offsides on Henrico, and that I believe is like their 5th penalty of the game. Not something you want if you're the Warriors. 2nd and 5. So Varina will, well, they can just sit on the clock. That's the end of the first quarter. Your score, Varina 7, Henrico nothing. So they'll switch sides of the field. And McKenna, let's talk about Henrico. As we're actually going to go to a replay. Oh, let's go down to our
Hey, I'm
sideline.
Davis Daly, and I'm currently with Varina High School student Tristan Porterfield. He's going to share some remarks about today's game. So Tristan, what is the experience like being at a high school football game?
It's fun, you know, just coming out, seeing everybody I know, hanging out with people, you know, doing filming stuff for the team and just getting highlights for their class and the grade and stuff. It's fun, seeing everybody I know and just having a good time.
Thank you, Tristan. Back to you at the studio.
Hey, thank you very much, Davis. Sorry to step on you there. I didn't know you were going. Davis Daly doing work out there on the sidelines. So Davis Daly doing some work there on the sideline.
No, this was just something for Henrico County.
Jubril Edwards, the big play so far defensively for Varina, as they'll have a 2nd and 5 to start the second quarter. Bunch formation, and they're going to hand it off. There goes Isaiah Page. 40, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Page is gone. You can turn the page. Touchdown, Varina.
Again, like I said earlier, Isaiah gets the ball, he gets away, and he's gone. There's no way you're catching him after that. You saw them. They got Henrico to look one way when they were really going the other, and they did a really good job executing that play and making sure that Isaiah had time to make it out.
You couldn't, you couldn't put that any better, Abigail, because that play was a bunch formation. They were looked like they were running one way, and Varina does this a lot with their running game. The next thing you know, the ball's handed off to Page. He's going around the left side. 69 yards later, touchdown. Extra point is up and good as Camden Reed boots it through. And now the new score, Varina 14, Henrico nothing. Boy, the big play offense is not failed for the Blue Devils so far. 12 minutes to go in the second. And Isaiah Page has been on the receiving and running end of both. So they'll line up for the kickoff. Gideon Owosu teeing it up. I don't know if there's a player on the field, McKenna, that can win a foot race with Isaiah Page.
There really isn't. I mean, he is a literal speed demon.
The only player that I would think had a chance would be someone on our team from what I've seen so far.
I can outrace him. He's a speed Blue Devil. Kickoff from the 40-yard line is up. And no, I can't. That ball's going to go into the end zone for a touchback, so Henrico will take that out to the 20. So 12 minutes on the clock for the second quarter. Henrico had a great long drive that looked like it was going to pay off in points. But, oh, man, the turnover. On one hand, McKenna, you got to be happy if you're Varina with the success you had on your plays. On the other hand, you got to be upset that you didn't end up scoring and ended up fumbling right at the goal line.
Yeah.
Hayden Vozar lining up in a very similar looking formation we've seen, kind of a pistol formation with a running back behind him and one flank to his left.
Pistol formation seems to be their favorite formation to be in tonight.
Sure does. A handoff goes to the right. Marquis Harvey on the carry, and he didn't get much.
Marquis Harvey on the carry. Brought down by Jaden Cawthorn for the Blue Devils.
We've heard Cawthorn's name a lot so far.
He certainly is a great athlete, and seeing him on and off the field, he's just funny and always trying to keep everybody positive. If they're down during a football game or if they're up, he's always on the sideline dancing, being funny, you know, just trying to keep everything positive even if it shouldn't be. He actually got hurt a couple weeks ago, and he was sitting on the sideline making jokes, you know, just always trying to be in a positive and have positive energy.
Well, that defensive play was no joke. Number 20 comes up with a big-time stop. Caleb Kirk.
Marquis Harvey on the carry.
Marquis Harvey.
By Leonard Scott for the Blue Devils. Bringing up another Henrico Warrior.
And Leonard Scott was in on that. Boy, that was a heck of a play in open field. As they were trying to run where they had 3 wide receivers. Did not happen. So it's 3rd down and 12. Huge play for both teams, obviously. Henrico needing to keep this drive alive. If Varina gets the football back, who knows? And the whistles and a stoppage in play here. The timeout taken by Varina. I believe that's their second and a half.
All right, fans and attendants, time to show your age. If, you know, tonight's senior night, so if you are a Varina alumni from the class of 1960.
So we've been talking about this football game, but also tonight's coverage brought to you by the Center for Communications and Media Relations. And let's start with what you like best about what you do. We talked about what you do, but Abigail, is there anything that you love the most?
I mean, I've been up here before, so this is my second time up here. I really like this kind of stuff, the opportunities you get. I like being able to be on camera showing people the things that I learn. I like editing. That's one of my favorite things. We did something recently where we just used Photoshop and stuff like that to make these really cool posters, and I just like the design and the camera aspects and all the things that I'm learning that will help me no matter what I go through in life.
Well, so it's 3rd and 12. McKenna, I'm going to ask you the same thing in a second, but big play right here. 3rd and 12 from the 24. Back to pass. Vozar. Vozar looks, throws over the middle, and it is caught. In the coverage, but number 15 makes the catch for the first down. It's Kayvon Williams. So the Warriors on 3rd and long get a much-needed first down, and they're going to go no huddle. Vozar looking at his wrist. That's where they have a whole bunch of plays just written on a little sheet of paper. Double checking. They got 3 receivers to the left and 1 back right next. You see the running back's going to look at it too, make sure he knows where he's supposed to be. Meanwhile, Varina keeps looking like they're bringing pressure, and they are. Back to pass, Vozar. Vozar looks, going to dump it off short. Smart play to, I believe, Marquis Harvey, just out of bounds at their own 48.
Marquis Harvey.
And again, another first down for the Warriors.
You know, something about Isaiah is he plays both sides of the field. He doesn't want to come off. He's very good at going in, doing a great offensive play, then going on to the next play and like, all right, time to go defense. Nothing's going to stop him from getting from one play to the next.
It'll be 1st down and 10. Ball at the Henrico 48-yard line. Shotgun formation for Vozar. He's got 3 receivers to his left. You bring up a good point, though, Abigail, because a lot of people don't realize it doesn't happen much in college. Hardly, it never happens in the NFL. At high school level, you have players that play offense and defense, and sometimes special teams. All three phases of the game. Shotgun snap, takes it, looking downfield, eyes still downfield. He's going to throw it, and it's almost intercepted by Page. Had it in his hands and just dropped it, and he knew it. What an opportunity for Varina. McKenna, if he grabs that one and takes it away.
Bringing up second down for the Warriors.
If he had that ball and started running, he'd be running for days.
Well, you've heard it said so many times, it's become cliche, where you say the players was trying to run with the football before he had it, but that's exactly what happened.
You know, you got to have the ball first.
You got to have the ball before you run with it. Shotgun formation, 2nd and 10. Hand off, and whoever has it, 21 does. He's not going anywhere. As Tyrell Moore gets another carry, but he's going to lose yardage on that one, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long once again. So McKenna, big 3rd down, 3rd and 14, but I said I was going to get back to it. So what is the most favorite thing that you have done for Center for Communication?
A lot of things. We've done a lot of things in the center. It's my 3rd year being in the center. But my favorite thing is probably shooting and editing, because you can just kind of hear over all that footage that you've recorded and hear the answers again for a great answer.
Well, speaking of an answer, Barry Hill has the answer. He gets the interception. Wide receiver / defensive back. As you were speaking, Henrico, I should say, Hayden Bazar throws that ball deep into coverage. It was a good-looking ball, but Varina's secondary was right there for the pick. Here it is again. The ball coming down, just perfect coverage. Really, the receiver was double covered. And Mr. Barry Hill comes up with it. So Varina, instead of Henrico continuing their drive, they'll start at their own 13 and flags, and Varina's clapping. Barry Hill, one of them. So they think this is going to be on Henrico. Maybe they were lined up off sides. Could be too many players on the field. Who the heck knows? Well, they're moving the ball. I was right the first time, offsides. See, I should just say it once instead of putting up every single possibility there is. So it'll be 1st and 5 at the 13. Shotgun formation, handoff, and here's another one of these weapons they use at running back. James Reed. I talked to him in a segment called Talking with Will, and after he had a big game against Meadowbrook early in the season. There is a flag.
It's against Varina for an illegal shift.
So that'll come back. Illegal shift on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, so that wipe out that run. And they assess that foul from the line of scrimmage where the ball was snapped. Big plays in this one so far, both offensively, defensively. One really long drive that ended in nothing for Henrico. But we've seen about it all except for a big special teams play so far with 8 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. Shotgun formation. Man in motion is Page. He'll get it on the end around, and great defense and a huge tackle. What a hit by Torrin Carey Jarrell. He's one of the defensive backs for Henrico. And defensively, they really, really love to use their linebackers. Number 4, Rayvon Atkins, leads the team in tackles, 71 of them, and 6 sacks. Both those stats lead the team in defense. Robert Peebles is 2nd in tackles, number 12 with 48. So Varina, 2nd and 8 from their own 15-yard line. Shotgun snap, the handoff, big hole! And all the way up, this time number 6 gets the ball. It's Bryson Ross, and that's part of that 3-headed monster we talked about at running back.
You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen?
And that's a first down.
Getting ready to get themselves a Zaxby's t-shirt because that is a Zaxby's first down.
You heard it up here. If you can catch that audio, that is a Zaxby's first down. You guys ever been to Zaxby's?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's pretty underrated for their chicken sandwiches. Here's that run. And look at the blocking up front. Look at that hole. My goodness. Any of us could have ran through it. My boss in the truck could have ran through that. Back to live. It looks like almost the same play, right? Except this time Henrico's got him bottled up a little bit more. Still a gain of about 5. Bryson Ross gets the carry again. And there's Peebles on the stop. Big fan of the Zaxby's Chicken Club. Because anything that you can put bacon on is better. 2nd and 5.
You ever had bacon wrapped bacon?
Guy up here in the booth asked me if I had bacon wrapped bacon. I have not, but it sounds good if you put bacon on it.
Thick chunks of bacon with strips wrapped around it? Yeah.
Oh, that does sound good. Thick bacon wrapped in bacon. Handoff and a spin move and a beauty. Reed makes a 3-yard gain look magical.
James Reed on the carry, brought down by Shaquan Morris for the Warriors.
Shaquan Morris on the stop. If anything, it's going to make it 3rd down and shorter. It's now 3rd and 2 from the 37. As the clock ticks, under 6 minutes to play here in the 2nd quarter. So big 3rd down. Henrico a chance to get off the field and have one more chance to cut into this lead. Varina would like nothing more than to kick the door in here. Bobby Dunn, shotgun. Takes the snap, handoff. Great cutback, and he's got the first down up to the 42-yard line. 5:19 to go. And again, it's Bryson Ross.
Ross on the carry, brought down by number 52, Tyshawn Wyatt. And there's another Zaxby's first down.
Tyshawn Wyatt on the stop. We talked about this running back group. Reed, 601 yards rushing. Bryson Ross, 535. These are all numbers coming into the game. Isaiah Page, 404 rushing. 595 receiving. As a shotgun snap, Henrico looks like they're bringing pressure. They fake the end around. Bobby Dunn's going to throw it deep. He's got a man. All the way down inside the Henrico 20. He hooks up with Leonard Scott.
Blue Devil and Zaxby's first down.
Leonard's lipping off the field.
Well, Abigail, I mean, that play was beautifully designed because they ran the end around earlier with Isaiah Page. You've got to account for his speed in the backfield. And then that leaves a wide open wide receiver. If one other player is in man coverage and commits to that end around, that leaves the receiver wide open, and that's what Varina exposed. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 20. It's a snap to Isaiah Page. He gets inside, right at the 10-yard line.
Isaiah Page on the carry for the Blue Devils.
And Varina is churning now. .430 to go. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers, trips to the left for Varina. And whistle stops, and there's a timeout on the field. And it'll be on Henrico.
Henrico with the timeout. Hey fans, don't forget to
All right, Abigail, I'm going to put you as head coach of Varina. What do you do here? What's your play?
Just try to find a hole or try to make someone open so you can get the ball down the field. That's the best thing you can do. They're in that type of position where they know that they can score. They know they can come through, and that's all they have to do is find a way to make it through here and just score. That's all they need.
2nd quarter, it almost seems like Henrico's defense has been on the field quite a bit. They need to force a takeaway. Because right now the turnover edge is in Varina's favor. Henrico's turned the ball over 2 times. Varina leads by 2 scores.
You're absolutely correct. What they need to do is they need to find a way to get to the ball and deliver. If they're going to do anything this game and if they have any hopes at winning, they need to get to the ball and they need to get scoring before before it's too late.
Coach Glasgow's got a very good football team in Henrico, and they usually make big plays down at the goal line. They're going to have to do it again defensively. That'll help. False start's going to be called on the offense. That big offensive line for Varina is going to have the infraction called on them. I think Caleb Gosney might have moved on the left.
Caleb Gosney's a big part of this team when it comes down to it. He's got a lot of history with this team. He's been playing for 3 years. He's very experienced with it, and all it's going to take.
That was a well-constructed play. Quarterback takes it himself, and Bobby Dunn. And that's a good point, Abigail, because tonight is senior night. You got 25 seniors on this roster. They've been playing since Pee Wee football. I mean, they've been playing since they've been kids, a lot of these guys. So this is their chance. This is, to them, their year to do it, to try to bring home a state championship. 2nd and 6, ball at the 6. Handoff to number 6. Churns his way inside the 5, and Bryson Ross, as Henrico says they have the football, but have blown dead. He gained about 2, maybe 1. And Henrico's defense looking for a big-time stand. So far, they've done a pretty good job. It'll be 3rd and goal from the Henrico 4. Blue Devils looking to put the 3rd touchdown of the game up here. Shotgun. Dunn. Gonna keep it himself. Warriors were ready. They brought their linebackers up, got into that offensive backfield, and number 5, Julian Lawson, the senior, makes a big stop. And I can hear Stu Brown yelling, field goal. So I think they're going to kick field goal.
Looks like it.
You guys ever have Stu Brown as a teacher?
No, but I've sat in his class before just to hang out because I had no other classes, and he was kind of a sub.
The kick is up, and it's a short one, and it is no good. So Varina, with a chance to put it to 17, make it a 3-score game, Henrico comes up with a big stop. So with 2:29 to go, 14-0 remains the score. Not only that, Henrico, well, they're not starting in great field position, but they will have a crack at cutting this to a 1-score game if they could find the end zone. So a big stop for the Warriors, who, once again, we said at the beginning of this program, sitting at number 9, just outside of the playoffs. Their remaining schedule is easy, squeezy lemon peasy. They got Hanover and Lee Davis. Neither of those two teams are really having stellar years. They're teams that Henrico should be able to handle. Varina, though, McKenna, and I know you've seen your share of Varina Highland Springs games. They've got this game tonight. They've still got Atlee, and then the big one with Highland Springs. And you know, McKenna, that these seniors, all 25 of them, would love to have a shot at taking down the Springers.
Oh, yeah. Springers, we'd love to take down some Springers any day of the week.
You had no clue at all that McKenna is a Varina student after that comment. That's okay, though. I hear it. Hey, preseason, Stu Brown said, hey, you know, we've got our neighbors down the street. They've won 4 straight state championships. They're doing what we want to do. And this group of kids, he believes they can get it done. And they've been impressive this year so far. Let a golden opportunity get away there, though, as Hayden Vozar is going to take over for the offense for Henrico with the I formation. He's going to pitch it left, and there is a hole, and then, ooh, stopped very quick. I thought he had something there for a moment. 3-yard gain for Marquis Harvey. 2nd and 7.
You know, going back to talking about how you were saying Varina versus Highland Springs, that big rivalry. My dad went here and he played football, and he still talks about how it was such a big deal when Varina and Highland Springs played each other. It's the same thing today. Years later, the same exact deal. Big deal. We always want to beat them. We always get hyped for the football players just for that.
You know, funny you say that, Abby. My dad, back in the day, was actually a football player at Highland Springs. So, kind of a little bit of a rival there.
That's a house divided situation, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's it like during that game? You've got half your family going the other way, I guess.
Well, you know, my dad he rooted for both teams.
That's impossible. 3rd and 2, by the way.
Well, because I go here to Varina, he kind of started leaning more towards Varina because I'm on the Varina swim team. So.
There it is. Great job by that Varina defense, but I think it depends on the spot. I think he's going to be short of that first down. It was just 3rd and 2. And timeout is called. I think Varina might have called it. There's a player down on the field. That's why there's a stoppage in time. So, McKenna, you're a swimmer.
Yes.
What's your specialty?
Butterfly, actually. A lot of people don't like butterfly, but it's kind of one of my best events that I'm kind of second fastest in besides freestyle. But
wow.
I had to stop swimming competitively year-round due to an injury I had to get taken care of. But I still swim summer and winter.
Why the butterfly? Like you said, that's not the most popular, event.
People hate the butterfly stroke most because of how much energy it takes. But, I love it because I love how much freedom you have when you're swimming with it.
You just saw the schedule remaining for Henrico. They have that game against Hanover and finish with Lee Davis. The way it works with the playoffs of the VHSL, it's a power ratings. And there's Varina's remaining schedule, as I said, Atlee on the 1st of November, and then 1 week later that game against Highland Springs we were talking about. But they get rewarded based on power points. So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, if you beat a team like a Hanover or Lee Davis who only have a couple of wins this year, you're not going to get rewarded. You beat a Highland Springs, that's a different story. You beat a Varina, those are big-time points. You want to finish in the top 8 in the points, and you're in the playoffs. And then, whatever happens, happens. Right now, as a matter of fact, if the season were to end today, as play is about to continue, there would be 5 Henrico teams in the postseason. It's 4th and 1. Tricky situation here for Henrico. Obviously, they'd love to get just that 1 yard, but they don't want to risk giving up that kind of field position to the Blue Devils, so they'll punt this one away. As the time clicks under 40 seconds. And it looks like Henrico's going to play a clock game here. Now under 30 seconds to go. And then they call time. So they didn't want to take the delay of game penalty, but then they end up taking the timeout. And so with 26 seconds remaining, it'll be 14-0. Varina will get the ball back with a chance to do something, but they don't have, well, they do. They have 1 timeout remaining. So they could take a couple of shots. It just depends on the field position, and we all know that we're waiting for special teams play, so we might get that here in a few moments. So the situation here, if you're just joining us, it's 14-0 Blue Devils. Henrico had a great drive after a long passing catch from Bobby Dunn to Isaiah Page. Later, Isaiah Page took a 69-yard run to the house to make it 14. And now Henrico's punting it away. The ball is kicked, a line drive. I think it hit a Henrico player. It does. Varina jumps on it, but the ball's dead at the 38 with 13.9 seconds to go until the half.
Barry Hill with the recovery from the butt.
So we'll see what the Blue Devils do here. If I know Stu, he's going to try to at least make this interesting. I don't think this is going to be a kneel-down situation for Stu Brown and Varina.
No, that's not really Stu's style, you know?
Not at all. You got 4 wide receivers. Dunn takes the snap and then hands it off. Well, that was conservative, so we were all wrong. Bryson Ross, another carry, and Stu Brown and company, and the Varina Blue Devils will be happy to go into the locker room with a 14-0 advantage. 14-0 Blue Devils. By the way, Davis Daly joining us once again at the sideline as we head to the half. Davis.
I'm currently at the field with assistant coach Mike Croston. With an electrifying first half with 2 touchdowns from Isaiah Page and good defense and offense, what's the game plan looking like for the second half of the game?
So, as the old saying goes, the first 5 minutes of the second half would normally tell the outcome. We get the ball coming out of halftime. We need to take the ball downfield and score and get up 21-0 and continue playing good defense, and then more scores will come.
Thank you. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Davis. Well, we're going to take a break as we head to the halftime break. And a score right now, Varina leading 14-0 over Henrico.
The following is a special presentation of Henrico County Public Schools. Continuing live game coverage of the Varina Blue Devils and the Henrico Warriors.
Well, welcome back to Varina High School, where the Blue Devils hold a 14-0 advantage. And the Blue Devils warming up with 2 minutes, 25 seconds to go before the beginning of the half. And guys, it looks like they want to see us again. Hey, everybody. Look out. All right. Yeah, here we are. I'm stepping on my own cord. I thought you'd appreciate the backs of our heads better, but we're back. Abigail McKenna joining me for the Center of Communications here at Varina. We also have a lot of you guys part of the center also on camera. We've got Davis down there doing sideline reporting, so this has been a lot of fun. First half, though, Abigail, it's been a lot of fun for Varina's Isaiah Page.
Yeah, the first half was a big half for Isaiah. He did a lot of scoring. The 2 touchdowns that Varina has were actually scored by Isaiah, so he's doing a good job getting through there and making sure that no matter what, he's scoring and ready to go.
And McKenna, on the flip side of the equation, Henrico had that one really good drive, but that fumble really cost them in the red zone.
Yeah, it caused them to lose major points that they could have gotten really well.
Yeah, could be a one-score game. It is not. Instead, it's 14-0 Varina with just a couple minutes before the start of the third quarter. However, if you are the Henrico Warriors, you have to be thinking to yourself, okay, we're down 2 scores, but our plays did work. Our plan was successful. We just didn't get the payout that we thought we would. So Henrico is out on the field, as you can see, warming up. Varina doing the same. As you got a look into our cozy little cubby here at the home of the Blue Devils on a Friday night.
Nice
Chilly.
and warm up here while it's cold outside.
I know, it's great up here. Up here it's like 70, and outside it's probably like 48. So I feel great. Terrific. Both teams, particularly Henrico, time of possession in the first quarter, it's like they had it the whole time because one of the only offensive plays Varina ran was the very first one, which went deep for a touchdown. Stu Brown coming back out on the field. Both teams huddling up as the buzzer sounds, and they're going to get ready for play. Again, the Varina Blue Devils heading in tonight would be the 4 seed in the playoffs if the season were to end tonight. Henrico would be just left out. A win tonight against Varina would vault them right back into the playoff picture. Meanwhile, a win for Varina tonight would get to turn around the past, where they've lost 4 straight at the hands of the Warriors, including 2 last year. 1 that ended their season in the postseason, in the playoffs. And earlier that year, they lost on a missed extra point that doinked off the right upright. But right now, this 2019 version is shutting out Henrico, and Isaiah Page has been the difference on offense for Varina. Abigail, what do you expect to see here in the second half? We heard our reporter on the sidelines talk to Coach Crosstick.
You know, in the second half, I expect to see a lot of running, mostly from Varina, because that's just what they've been doing so far this game. Maybe Henrico will have some more opportunities to get to the end zone, but from what I can tell, it's just going to be a lot of Varina having the ball and moving it down. Maybe Henrico will have a good run like in the first quarter of the last half, but you never know, and anything could change in this game. Something could happen, and you never know what's going to happen next, but you always hope it's something good for their team.
Well, the one thing that is going to happen next is Cullen Bryant's going to line up to kick this one off, and he does. Isaiah Page is back. Don't kick it to him. He did. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I said don't kick it to him. Inside the 45 up to about the 48. They're going to call him down just inside the 45, I think. Maybe.
Almost through, it looks like.
Return stopped by number 12, Robert Peebles.
Number 12, Robert Peebles in on that stop, but Isaiah Page with a big return, and right away, Varina with terrific field position.
I mean, you said don't kick him the ball, and because you know what's going to happen, and sure enough, he kicked him the ball, and down the field goes Isaiah.
Pretty good blocking on that return as well. We haven't seen a lot of big plays on special teams, but that is one of them. Shotgun, 2 running backs, Page in motion, going to hand it off up the middle, and they blow the play dead as a flag is down. You see the pink socks and the pink tape around the ankles, and you got the pink whistle, and it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Flag is against Henrico for offsides.
As offsides is called against Henrico.
You see all the pink around the Varina players. Tonight's their pink out game, and senior night pink out game all in one night. Just a lot of excitement and a lot of different things to focus on.
Some are fun, some are serious. Breast cancer definitely serious. It affects everybody, does not care who you are, does not play favorites. Shotgun formation at 1st and 5. Let's get back to football, though. Running back in motion. The throw looking long, got him in, and it is caught. He caught it. He came down with it in double coverage. Barry Hill from Bobby Dunn.
And that gives us another Zaxby's first down.
It's a Bobby to Barry connection.
Seeing them connect is something you see all the time. Seeing him throw the ball down the field is just there's no way that you can get through that.
Well, we talked about him being his favorite target, coming into the game with 493 yards receiving. Now he's over 500 for the year, as it'll be 1st and 10 at the Henrico 12. Shotgun formation. Isaiah Page takes the actual snap, and Page taking it down to the 1. Can he get in? They're going to push him in. Touchdown, Varina.
Isaiah Page's run ends up in another Varina touchdown.
Page is working on the trifecta tonight, his 3rd touchdown of the night, and Varina has a 20-0 lead. Officials are gathered and huddled in the end zone talking about something.
There's a flag thrown after that play. There's a lot of pushing and shoving between the players. One official just threw his hat on the ground.
Well, he's just doesn't want to wear a hat. Now, they usually do that when they run out of flags to throw. Here's they're going to say unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. The penalties will offset as if nothing ever happened, and the touchdown stands.
Unsportsmanlike personal foul against Henrico.
So again, they turn the page, does Varina. Go with Isaiah Page's third touchdown, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. And man, is that guy good. They'll line up for the extra point. Camden Reed going to be the one that tries to kick it through. And boy, the Blue Devils have lived by the big play tonight, haven't they? Here's the try. It is up and it is good, and there's another flag.
Penalty flag on the field.
So if it stands, it's a 3-touchdown lead. There's the replay of the push and the scrum afterwards, and you know, you got stood up there, you saw at the 1-yard line, and then they just pushed the offensive line, just pushed him into the end zone.
Is against Henrico for another personal foul.
So personal foul on Henrico. Question is it before or after the extra point? Here's a call on the field, a personal foul. There it is on Henrico. And I think that means they're going to assess that on the kickoff. They're trying to explain it. Yeah, they're gonna mark off 15 yards from the 40-yard line. That means Varina's going to be kicking the ball off from Henrico's 45. So never a good thing when the opposing team is starting their kickoff in your own territory. But that's exactly the case, as Gideon Owusu is going to tee it up. Owusu lines it up. Varina up 21-0 with 11:10 to go here in the third. Hits it down the middle and through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. So Henrico going to try to figure something out here. A nice drive would do them well, but they need points, McKenna.
Yeah. What is it now, 21?
21 zip. So 3 touchdowns down. They got to get 1 back.
I mean, Henrico's been doing a good job running it off, but Varina's just been good.
You heard assistant coach Krostick say before we went into halftime, the first 5 minutes of the game tell you how the rest of it is going to go, and depending on how this next minute or two goes, we'll know, you know.
Well, the first 5 minutes was great for Varina's offense as that ball is taken in, run to the left side, gain of about 6. Tyrell Moore on the carry. Yeah, I think that's Tyrell Moore. So Henrico will be faced with a 2nd and 3. Positive gain on first down, but staring at a 3-touchdown deficit to the 6-1 Varina Blue Devils, looking for their 7th straight victory. Fozar in the pistol. McDaniels behind him. He's going to hand it off to him. And McDaniels has got some room on the left. McDaniels crossed the 30, out of bounds at about the 32-33. And that'll be good enough for a first down.
For the Warriors, pushed out of bounds by Jaden Cawthorn for the Blue Devils.
I swear, I think that's Jaden Cawthorn's 5th or 6th tackle.
He's a beast out there.
Been a beast. I mean, you just look at those guys in the interior. Look at number 55 for Varina. That guy's big. I mean, he's just big. Omarion Robinson.
You know, sitting down there, I've been down there with the players, just helping the trainer out. And when you're around them, standing next to them, especially when you're, short like me, they're huge.
Yeah, that's not fair. Run up the middle, also not fair. Not going to work out for the offense. McDaniels gets gang tackled by a host of Blue Devils. 9. Well, we've got our reporter in just a second after this second down play. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And Henrico looking to convert, cut into this lead. Back to pass. It is caught. Vozar finds number 20, gets ridden out of bounds, and then a late flag. That was McDaniels taking a carry, and then a flag late. I don't know if it's a late hit or what. But Davis Daly has something going on down
with Isaiah Page and Barry Hill's mother. How does it feel to have a senior football player for a son?
I think it's wonderful and it's very amazing.
It's awesome. We've been prepared for it since Little League. Yeah. So it's awesome. And it's heartbreaking too because it's our last year.
Well, thank you. Back to you in the studio.
How about that, Davis? You know what's really cool is we don't think about the perspective from the parents, but he just brought us that. I mean, we talk about the kids on the field and the plays they're making, but the parents, what they have to sacrifice, you give them your kid to practice every year, and then you become friends as parents, and yeah, it is a little bittersweet because you're thinking to yourself, this is senior night, this is their last year, and they've been doing this. It's just been part of their family for a long time. And we're talking about seniors moving on. That penalty, by the way, was assessed when we went down to Davis. Was it a face mask? Face mask. So it'll be second down.
Against Henrico.
Against Henrico. They backed it up. Hayden Vozar out of the shotgun at the 25. Throws quickly on a slant, and that ball is caught as Isaiah Page decided he wanted to hit somebody. But a good catch by number 15, Kayvon Williams.
For the Warriors, stopped by Isaiah Page for the Blue Devils. Giving the Warriors a third down.
So it'll now be third down, and we'll call it 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. 4 3/4. Third down and 4 3/4 at the 38 and a third yard line for Henrico. Vozar in the shotgun. Got McDaniels with him. McDaniels goes out. Pass goes to the left. And right at the marker, they make the catch, and that'll be good enough for a Henrico Warrior first down. So first goal, move the ball. So far, so good. As the pass was too good. Justin Good of Henrico. But they've got to get that ball in the end zone. I mean, you just can't keep coming up empty on these drives. Varina's made them work hard and be methodical with the football, but they have not found the end zone yet. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And Vozar in the shotgun with McDaniels with him. Points out the coverage. That's when he's telling his lineman, hey, that guy's coming to blitz. Throws it deep. And what a catch. I think he hung on to it. Did he? No, the referee says he did not. That was Kavion Keys again. And it looked like a basketball move. It looked like he posted up the defender and made a nice catch. But the referees were right there, and they said, no, he did not hang on.
Ball out of bounds.
Another pretty throw, though, by Vozar. So it'll be second down and 10. 8:43 to go here in the third. That was a fade pass right there. And 80's got a big frame. Keys is a big guy. Second down and 10. Ball at the 42. Hayden Vazar takes snap, throwing deep, one-on-one coverage, no. Just led him a little too far, looking for Frederick Jones.
Hayden Vazar's pass is incomplete for the Warriors, bringing up 3rd down.
So it brings up another 3rd and long for Henrico, 3rd and about 10. Warriors going with the green, light gray and white. You got your Blue Devils with the blue and white. One of the cool things I think the Blue Devils did to their uniform was they got kind of that Arizona State look on the helmet with the Blue Devil pitchfork. Here's Vazar, 3rd and 10.
They make 2 college mascots to get our logos.
There you go. Pressure coming, and they dial it up and get the sack. First one of the night for Varina. Looks like number 11 was in on that. I think part of that was Jaden Carthorne, and Chris Grant also in on the sack, and that'll bring up 4th down. Ladies, we've not seen a lot of pressure on Vazar, but they got to him that time. Here it is again, Vazar looking. He can feel the pressure. You can see him start to move out of it, but great job by the Varina defense. They collapsed that pocket. He couldn't go anywhere. And that's what you call a team sack, you saw right there. So at 4th and 16, Henrico has no choice but to punt this football away with 7:49 in counting in the 3rd quarter, ball thrown 35. The snap is back, the kick is up, it is good. End over end, and they're just gonna let that ball die. It's gonna go almost directly out of the 15-yard line, or I'm sorry, the 21. And Varina will take over there. So 1st down and 10, Blue Devils at the 21. And Abigail, I think you're right. I think this is probably the part of the game. Varina's usually good at running the football. They've done it all year. This is probably the recipe that the Blue Devils are gonna go.
Yeah, all they need is a little bit of space to open up, get it to one of their big guys or one of their big runners to the end zone.
Well, they've definitely hit on the big plays tonight, for sure. That's Isaiah Page in motion. Shotgun. Pass is to Page. Page, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 down inside the 40 of Henrico. And then he slips on the turf. He's all right. Isaiah Page is putting together a resume reel tonight. And another big 1st down for Varina.
You know, you pointed out that he falls. He does that a lot. But when he's running, he's good. The second he's out of bounds, though, he's a clumsy little guy.
It's because he can't slow down properly.
Yeah, I mean, when you got that kind of speed, I mean, you gotta slow the Jets. You can't come to an abrupt stop. They're gonna take a timeout for a player on the field, but my goodness, his speed, he's so fast. And then I guess he's elusive, quick, and impressive on the field. And Abigail, you're saying he's just clumsy off of it.
Yeah, just when he's trying to stop himself, you know.
Well, Henrico has not stopped him. He has 3 touchdowns already tonight, including that one long run. Probably wants a 4th. Mom's got to be proud. Hanging out with reporters, talking about her son. As there's those pitchforks on the helmets as Varina's huddling up. And somewhere in there is Stu Brown. Now there he is. And over there, Gerald Glasgow, coach of the Warriors, 4-3 on the year. Glasgow was an assistant to Highland Springs. Part of that great Springer dynasty. Now he's head man, has been for several years at Henrico. I keep calling it a pitchfork. They're telling me up here it's a trident. Anytime I hear trident, I think gum, but he is accurate. It is a trident. Like Aquaman, you know? It's the Aquaman trident. 2 receivers to the left. We're back to live football. Handoff, big hole! And that could be Reed. It is. James Reed.
James Reed with the carry, stopped by Fredericks Jones.
Inside the 15-yard line and a first down, and that Varina offensive line is really starting to open up holes. Charles Swank really made that hole possible for Jones, or for James Reed, excuse me. And I don't think he even needed it.
You know, Charles Schwenk is actually in the center, and he, you know, he's one of our seniors, and we love to see what he does on the field and in the classroom. And he's really good at managing the center and playing football for this team.
He's part of your set. There's a handoff to Bryson Ross. Got back to the line of scrimmage, not much more. Second down and 10 at the Henrico 15. Fans are really getting after it now. There is a VHSL proposal out there. Shotgun formation, man in motion is James Reed. I'll say that here in a second. Back to pass, wide open. Oh, he had a touchdown and he knew it, and he just dropped it. Lorenz Terry. We won't tell UVA.
Terry is incomplete.
Although he does have an offer. I was going to say, you heard the band earlier while Varina was lining up on that 2nd and 10. It's now 3rd and 10. There is a VHSL potential proposal to have bands not play while there is play going on the field. I don't know how far that has gone.
Would it be too distracting for them?
You know what? I think that's part of the argument. Some bands, as their timeout is on the field, some bands play while the home team's offense has the ball, and they usually want to do the opposite, have them play and get loud when the other offense is trying to audible. Here's a play from earlier on that run. Actually, no, that's the coaches. There's Stu again. And there we are back live. Two teams in the huddle. I tell you what, the offensive line, the more this game has gone on, though, and it was going to show it there in the replay, they've really handled what I thought would be the strength of Henrico's defense, their linebacking core, and open up holes. And they don't have to be big ones for guys like Isaiah Page and James Reed and Bryson Ross to get their yards. One thing going forward with this Varina team is you cannot just take away all of their weapons. Somebody is going to have a game, whether it's Bobby Dunn at quarterback through the air or it's the ground game. So here's a chance on 3rd and 10 for Henrico to make a big stop. Pass to Page, and Warriors were there and waiting. And we're not going to let Isaiah beat him on that one. Number 4, Rayvon Atkins. And there's Rayvon coming into the game. He was, and still is, a leading tackler for Henrico. So that'll make it 4th and 10. And it looks like Stu Brown is telling Bobby Dunn, hey, run another play. Yeah, the quarterback's still out on the field. It's really 4th and 13 now. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Dunn in shotgun, has a back with him. He's looking, firing. No one's there. Is there a flag in the end zone? No, there is not. So they're going to turn the ball over on downs, and Henrico gets it back. With 5:37 to go here in the 3rd quarter. One thing that is impressive so far for Henrico, they're getting blanked 21-0. Will, what's so impressive? Well, we were talking about the scores earlier. After the opening week loss to Manchester, 45-38, double overtime. Game, Varina, if you ask them, they say they should have won. Should have held that one off. They had the lead. After that, they won 63-0 against Meadowbrook, 55-13 against Matoaka, 56-13 against Hermitage. Took on Hanover, 78-0. Lake Taylor came in with just 2 losses, beat them 56-7, then beat Patrick Henry 48-10. So 21-0 isn't that bad right now, if you look at it from that perspective. Shotgun formation, they've gone to another quarterback. It's number 3, and this is a guy I've seen a lot of on the field for Henrico, Jaquel Thomas. Runs a read option, gains about 6 on the play. So it'll be second and about 4 at the 24. But Varina's defense, we said at the open, McKenna, 7 points per game since that, well, even including the Manchester game. But yeah, since the Manchester game, 7 points per game. They got a big goose egg up right now.
I think Varina's doing a very good job at holding Henrico so that they don't get, a bunch of points and get into scoring position,
Speaking of holding, McKenna, I think you might get that called on Henrico here. It's a good-looking run to the right. Here's the call. And it is holding on Henrico, so that play comes back. Had some good blocking out on the right side. Maybe it was a little too good. Penalties have really been an issue for the Warriors tonight, Abigail. It just seems like anytime they start to get something going, penalties kind of back them up, and they've made it more challenging for themselves.
Yeah, they really have. They get into a good position, or they think they're in a good position, and all of a sudden they're having a flag thrown and they're down.
So they'll replay the down because of the penalties. 2nd and 15. And they're going to run it to the left. Marquis Harvey with the carry.
With the carry for the Warriors, stopped by a host of the Blue Devils, bringing up 3rd down.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 15. Four minutes and change remaining in this one. Ball at the 12-yard line, 3rd and 15 here in the third quarter. Varina up 21-0. Shotgun formation. Thomas looks, still looking, firing. And that ball almost intercepted by Isaiah Page. He's had 2 like that. This one a little bit harder to convert on, but
Harder to get, but he's going to go for it no matter what. If he thinks it's there, he's going to try.
here's a look at it. And really well done. He cut right in front of number 15, Kayvon Williams, to make the play, and he forces the punt. So no pick, but a punt. Ooh, and a tug at that jersey. It could have been called for holding in the end zone. That would have been a safety. Instead, oh, heck of a kick. That's going to go 55 yards. They're going to have a ball at the 45-yard line, their own 45. So a tremendous kick. But Varina takes advantage and takes over on downs after the punt.
On November 1st, as they head to Ackley and take on the Raiders.
You know, Varina just keeps finding a way to get the ball back in. Depending on how this goes, you never know. This could be a scoring run, or this could just be moving down the field.
Yeah, now is the time of the game where you want to churn up a little bit of clock here, as they'll line up with 3 receivers to the left. Back to pass, finds Page on a screen. Page turns upfield, and he'll end up close to the first down, about a yard short. You're going to mark him.
Turner for the Henrico Warriors, and that gives us a second down.
So it's not as exciting as a Zaxby's first down, but it'll be a 2nd and 1. And a handoff. Big hole, and he's gone. Say goodbye. Bryson Ross, touchdown, Varina.
Not only does he get to the end zone, he just keeps on running to the track.
Sometimes you can't stop, won't stop.
You know?
I thought he was going to run out of the stadium.
Better let him keep running than fall on his butt.
Well, it counts for 6 either way. For number 6. Stu Brown he's going to find something to talk about. And here it is again on the touchdown. Check out the hole right there. Boom. And then he's off to the races. There's no one there. That offensive line completely opened it up. and Bryson Ross did the rest.
That's the one thing you definitely can't do. You can't let them have any kind of hole or any way to get through this, you know? There's no way you can allow them to get through a hole because the second they're through, they're in the end zone.
But Varina's offensive line has been really feeding number 58, number 55. You saw them on the sidelines walking off the field. Irvin Jackson, Amarian Robinson. And now the new score is Varina 28, Henrico nothing with 3:04 to go in the third. And it's been big play after big play after big play tonight for the Blue Devils.
I know, right?
So Varina lines up to kick it away. Any thoughts on Halloween? That's coming quick. What are we for Halloween this year?
I don't know what I'm going to be. I'm probably working Halloween.
My daughter wants me to be a giant banana and hand off bananas to trick-or-treaters. I don't know why, but that's her idea.
I once got caramelized apples once.
Well, Henrico looking for more than the caramelized apple as he gets up to the 50-yard line. Frederick Jones. You know, Frederick Jones on that return almost took it to the house. He also was tremendous when against Highland Springs. Henrico's only touchdown against the Springers was a Frederick Jones kickoff return for a touchdown. So Henrico does have that ability. It's just a little late in the ball game for them to get it going, but they will start at midfield.
Students, as we near the fourth quarter, start taking your
I think I've had a caramelized apple once.
Because if you're here
It's pretty good.
after the game, you are considered trespassing and will be prosecuted.
Abby, what do you want to be for Halloween?
I'm going to pass out candy, and I'm probably going to be working, so I'll be a Chick-fil-A worker for Halloween.
Wow.
I'll probably be a Spirit Halloween worker, scaring people. Boo.
That's got to be a fun seasonal job, though, Spirit Halloween.
I love working with kids.
Well, you're working with a big one here. That run is to the left. McDaniels with the carry. Not the kind of game that McDaniels hoped he would have. He's had a couple of nice runs, but overall they've neutralized Henrico's main back. And it'll be 2nd and 8. Well, I may be a giant banana. I may be a videographer. I may be getting a game that night. What day is Halloween this year? Is it like a Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. 2nd and 8 at the 48. 2 minutes and change remaining here in the third. Jaquel Thomas still in at quarterback. Hands the ball off. Eric McDaniels goes down. And that's the second time I've seen Jaden come in there, and it's, I think, double-digit tackles for Cawthorn.
Eric Daniels on the carry, stopped for a loss by Jaden Carthorne for the Blue Devils.
Carthorne has been an anchor on this defense tonight, as it brings up 3rd and 11.
You know, looking at them out on the field tonight, Cawthorne got hurt a couple weeks ago, and they didn't know if he was going to be able to keep playing the rest of the season. And then come the next week, he was out there ready to go, and just shows his perseverance and not wanting to let anything stop him.
He's played very well tonight. And another great job by the defense. This time, James Reed.
Will Thomas with the carry, stopped by number 3, James Reed.
You love football. Nothing gets in the way of your passion for it.
Especially when you take good care of yourself, rehab correctly. 55 seconds, we're under a minute to go now here in the third. And Henrico, 4th and 11, they're gonna punt it away. Unless it's fake. But at this point in the game, 28-0. If you're gonna go for it, you might as well just go for it. Unless you got a really cool fake in mind. Varina's playing like it's just play regular defense, and there's whistles and a stop. Here's the defensive play on that. Let's look at that. There's Carthorne again, and actually no, that was the last one with Reed. But nearly identical. strong safety is Reed. Carthorne plays linebacker.
Bon Secours, C&F Bank, Gorman & Sons Collision Center, VCU Health.
So Isaiah Page has a commitment to Kent State, but based off tonight's performance and everything we've seen from him, who knows if there's more offers to come? You never know. You got Lorenz Terry, who's got an offer from UVA.
Wouldn't be surprised if there was more offers for Isaiah Page with how fast he is.
The guy has speed to burn for sure. 29.3 seconds remaining here in the third. 4th down and 11. Henrico lines up to kick it away again. And he kicks it. And fair caught right at the 15-yard line by Isaiah Page.
Isaiah Page with the fair catch. Attention all athletes and parents.
So the Blue Devils will at least run a couple more plays here before the third quarter comes to an end. But
When does the recruiting process start?
Coach Krosik said first 5 minutes we'll know what we got. Varina, for the third quarter, what they did was they added on another touchdown.
The student athlete
Extend this lead to 28.
class on Tuesday, October 22nd at 7:30 p.m. The seminar is free and a must for all athletes.
Bobby Dunn, as he usually does, has not thrown a lot of passes, but the ones he has thrown have been on point, and the run game has been extra special as well. That time, Warriors defense does a great job bottling up Bryson Ross. Ross has gotten the bulk of the carries, and when it's gone to Reed, it's gone a long ways. So that'll be the end of the third quarter. Varina up 28-0 over Henrico. So what's a crazy? So you're talking about Spirit Halloween earlier. What's the craziest costumes you've seen in there?
There's been a lot of crazy costumes, but they're all the way in the very back near the fitting rooms. There is a blow-up dinosaur.
That would be cool. I could definitely do that. Like a T-Rex, like a Tyrannosaurus
Yeah.
Rex. Nice.
It's pretty funny. If you've ever seen videos of people running.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
It's like a sumo wrestling dinosaur.
They also have the sumo wrestlers, too.
And there's a good chance you could be prosecuted.
Hey guys, still chilling up here at Varina High School. And you can see it's getting a little chillier outside, but we've got quite the view up here. Abigail McKenna joining me from the Center for Varina Communications and Media Relations. And guys, what's your take on tonight's game and experience in general? This is your second go around, because we've done basketball together before. Oh, by the way, there's a play that's about to run here in the fourth quarter. If anyone wants to see that, it's nice little run over to the 27-yard line.
James Reed on the carry, stopped by number 52.
James Reed gets the carry and
that is another
good enough for a first down.
First down. Somebody out there is about to get a T-shirt from our cheerleaders.
T-shirts, gotta love them.
Yeah, the cheerleaders are tossing out T-shirts tonight.
Oh, I just saw one fly.
Yeah, that lady dropped it. No free T-shirt for you. Oh, somebody was nice and gave it to her anyway. Well, that'll make your Friday night if nothing else will. 2nd and 10, ball to 29. Here comes Dunn. Dunn. He pump fakes, throws. Oh, man, he had a guy. Oh, and he knows it. He's like, oh, man, I just missed that one. He hadn't missed much tonight. He hasn't thrown it much tonight. Oh, look at that. New York Giants. I think they're turning the corner. I like it. Barry Hill. You know what? Maybe not this year, but Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, learning. The defense looked a lot better against the Patriots than I thought. Got a tough tough date with Kyler Murray. And yes, they play in the NFC East, which this year seems to be the NFC least. So that's always good. The Redskins are 1-5 and 2 games out of first. What does that tell you? 3rd and 10 from the 29. Isaiah Page on the end around. Who didn't see that coming?
Up the middle.
50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25. I can count by fives. Touchdown. Page turns it up again.
There is just no stopping him tonight.
It's like we're watching a video game of somebody just playing Madden with Isaiah Page. That one, unofficially 71 yards for the score. That's right. Highland Springs among several teams with a bye week. And they got their coaching staff looking at Isaiah saying, now we may want a game plan for him. Because they're all here watching. It's now 35-0, and there's Page. Yeah, he's already gone. Let's see if he slips after he gets in the end zone, though. No, he stayed on his feet this time. Page.
He kept that running going until he met his buddy right there.
Woo! Have yourself a night.
He said it's senior night. I'm gonna go all out for my last home game of the regular season.
Well, Page leads Henrico 28-0. Varina leads Henrico 35-0. And Page leads his teammate Bryson Ross 28-7. And now with a 35-point lead, as soon as this ball is kicked off, you know what that means? It's running clock time. If you have a 35-point lead or more, the clock continues to run. So Varina will kick this off in a game that Isaiah Page will probably remember as one of his most fond. Great looking return. Here comes Henrico. Had a hole for a minute. Still on his feet. Cross to the 35-yard line. Warriors looking for something positive to happen here as the clock gets down to 10:50. Cheerleaders getting a workout. So every time they score, cheerleaders have to do a jumping jack for each point.
They do high kicks until there's too many points, and then once they reach about 21, it goes to jumping jacks.
Okay. So change of 21 from high kicks to jumping jacks. What about push-ups? Get a full cardio workout in here. Shotgun formation, Vozar back in at quarterback. Hands the ball off. It's McDaniels to about the 36.
Eric McDaniels on the carry for the Warriors, stopped by a host of Blue Devils.
Well, ladies, I know you haven't been out to see a lot of the other teams in the area besides, teams that Varina has played, but I'm telling you, they may be the real deal. This team, this unit, this group, this might be their best chance to take down their rivals down the street.
I mean, they're doing a really good job this year, and really, like we said at the beginning, using that first loss to Manchester to push them throughout the rest of the season.
Second down, Henrico keeps it on the ground, gets up to about the 42-yard line, and a late flag comes in. Varina's coach is pointing the other way. It might be another 15-yard penalty, personal foul on the Warriors. It's hard to move number 58 in the middle of that Varina defense, Irvin Jackson. I don't think you can. Referees are terrific at pointing. Nobody points like a referee points. All right, he's going to have personal foul on the Warriors.
A personal foul against
And it'll stay second down.
That's what, 4 personal fouls for the night for Justin Henrico?
Might
Maybe
be.
more.
I think your count is correct. So instead of it being second and short, it's going to be second and a lot. Hayden Vozar doing his best to try to bring the Warriors back. He'll line up in shotgun. Marquis Harvey will join him. Referee's going to run up there. It's more like a power walk. He'll walk up to the 15-yard line and get the ball ready for play and blow his whistle. And now something might happen. Look out for Carthorne, number 11, coming up on the blitz on the edge as Vozar lines up in shotgun to take this. He drops in coverage instead. Vozar throws, tipped and incomplete. And a flag comes in. And yeah, see, Isaiah Page is saying it was tipped. I thought that ball was tipped. Did you see a tip?
I saw a tip.
Yeah.
Question is, was there contact before the ball was tipped?
Well, when the ref was running over, it looked like he was doing that.
And they are. He's putting the flag back where it came from. So here it is. Let's see if there's a tip. The throw, and yeah, see how the ball changes trajectory a little bit? That ball was tipped, and that's what they saw. And because of that, by rule, you can then grab the receiver, you can tackle the receiver. Pass interference no longer comes into play. So good job by the officials that time. It was the accurate call. And unfortunately for Henrico, that brings up 4th and 19, and that brings out their punter, Cullen Bryant again. Springers have Isaiah Page back. I wouldn't kick to him. There's a flag and a free runner at the kicker, and that ball is just fluttered in the air. It'll be down at right around the 35-yard line of Henrico. And I just said Isaiah Page played for the Springers. That was a slip because I know they're playing him soon. Well, Springers wouldn't mind if he played for them. Sorry, Isaiah. I know you're a Blue Devil.
There is no foul on the play.
But that's going to be one heck of a football game. That's what I'm thinking about, just down the road. Couple of weeks. Varina Highland Springs, which is a Highland Springs home game that will be played at Henrico. So, because that's just not fair to play at Varina when it's not their home game. Anyway, 1st and 10, man in motion. Varina looking to add on here. Has got a man in the flat, and it's James Reed. Reed makes a move, gets a block inside the 30. And Reed gains about 8. These playoffs are going to be really interesting. Varina is an excellent football team. Everyone knows how great Highland Springs is. Manchester is defending state champ from Division 6. It's now in Division 5. They're great. Deep Run of all teams is unbeaten. So it's going to be exciting these next few weeks. They got the screen dialed up, and it's going to work wonders. Number 14 on the receiving end. That was Isaiah Reed.
Isaiah Reed with the reception.
Not Isaiah Page. A different Isaiah this time. And then they get the first down. It was a well-drawn-up play. Abigail, when they run that screen, you saw the 3 defenders for Henrico just get caught like, uh-oh, whoops, because what it does is it makes defenses not want to pressure because they as soon as they jump up and get past the line of scrimmage, they're out of the play.
Yeah, they just...
Here it is. Look, see, all 3 of them right there, boom. They're out of the play. That means all the receiver has to do is catch the ball, make one man miss. He's got blockers downfield. Leads to a big first down. This time they'll hand the ball off. Bryson Ross. Not much there. I will give Henrico a lot of credit, though, in their defense inside the 20-yard line has been pretty good. They've given up big plays. Varina's going to get big plays on a lot of teams. That's not necessarily a negative on Henrico as it is a positive for Varina. But inside the 20-yard line, their red zone defense has been pretty good. Bobby Dunn in shotgun. Fakes the handoff, play action. This is where he's dangerous. Dunn, gonna be sacked. Brought down, number 54 was in on that. Terrence Willis. What you talk about, Willis makes the sack. Nice play for Henrico. People in the truck are saying I had to say that. Yep, it's my go-to. 3rd and 12, 6:24 to go here in the fourth, 35-0. Varina over Henrico. So what do you think? If Varina Center for Communications is going to start doing more games?
That would be great.
Just more play-by-play?
I would hope so.
Shout out to, oh, wow, that's the option. Oh, he almost dropped it. That's going to be a loss. Bryson Ross said, uh-oh, I don't have this. I mean, it's not just you guys up here. We've got members of the center working the slow-mo, the replays that you've seen so far tonight. That's them. That's students here at Varina working the replay. The camera work that you've seen on the field, okay, that wide shot you see right now, that's one of our own. That's Sean Connolly. But the other shots, there's a couple other angles on camera, that's Varina students. Like that shot right there. There's timeouts called on the field. The sideline reporter who found a way to get two moms of two terrific players for Varina to talk on camera. I mean, did he not just get better and better as this game went on? I'm not even joking. Like, at first he was nervous, and then he just took off. Davis Daly, he's part of the center.
Yeah, and he's doing a very good job at just getting people's opinions and making sure that it's not just the athletes' opinions or our opinions, it's everybody's. He wants the parents, he wants the athletes' peers. I saw him talking to some players at one point, so hopefully at the end of the game he'll get some one-on-one conversations with some of them,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but, yeah, good stuff, for sure. 3rd and 22 at the 26. 4 receivers on the right. To the end zone, intercepted. Warriors might have a break on this one. 30, 35, he's going to take it all the way. 45, 40. And to the house, Warriors on the board. Frederick Jones. Well, he couldn't get a kick return for a touchdown, so instead he gets an interception return for 6.
Frederick Jones in return for a Henrico touchdown. We got a hurt player on the field.
His helmet came off.
Now, the officials are getting together. There is a player down on the field, but what a play by Frederick Jones on the interception. Kind of surprised Varina went to the air there, but it was 3rd and long. So let's take a look at this again. And he's got the ball there. Now it's just the speed, some blocks, no one around. He's like, I mean, there was no one there. So finally, Henrico gets a moment. They find the end zone. And with 5:13 to go, it's 35-6 with extra point pending.
They got that injured player walking off the field now. Always a positive to see them get up and walk instead of having to get carried off,
Alonzo Ford's a big player for Varina. Score update, unless you're watching the replay of this game, which, by the way, we'll bring that up later. New York Yankees up 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th against the Houston Astros. Down 3-1. They got to beat Verlander. Then they got to beat Cole on full rest. Oh, my phone's at 4%, so that's the end of that. And then they got to hope for a Game 7. Henrico lines up for the extra point. They got to get an extra man on the field. He does get on. Trying to make this 35-7. And the kick is up, and it is good. 5:13 to go. Varina up 35-6. Or 35-7, my bad.
You know, with that injured player down there, I've been there with the football players, and I know that they're told to drink a lot of water. And, you know, he's one of those players who drinks a lot of water while you're going through the game. It could have been a number of things that he just heard down there. Cramping and
yeah, and late in the game it happens a lot. But to your point, the staff is so savvy these days. I've seen all sorts of different ways to stay hydrated. It's not even water anymore as much as it is. I mean, they do have water, but then you got the jar full of pickles, right? Pickle juice is supposed to help you. You got the mustard packs, the mustard packets. I mean, I've seen players to try to keep from having cramps, they'll just eat mustard.
Well, the thing about some of the players is our athletic trainer here at Varina has everybody who's ever cramped in a game, their number is on a cooler. And therefore, like, the second they come off the field, water. That's what they have to have. And, you know, he could have a cramp. That could have been what happened, and someone just forgot to get on him. But
well, what just happened there was an onside kick that went out of bounds. That's a free kick out of bounds. The referee even kicked the flag. So that made that exciting. Right around the 20-yard line, and that means it's going to be Varina football. I can see people bundled up outside in these blankets tonight. I'm in a dress tee. Some of the fans are getting ready to head home. No longer a running clock because it's a 28-point lead. You can see signs. Varina was so good last year. They kind of remind me a little bit of what Varina is this year in that they had a lot of seniors. They were really solid on both sides of the ball. They had a dynamic quarterback who could run and pass it. The passing game this year and in this game hasn't really been there for Henrico, and it's just like they're missing a couple of areas, but it doesn't mean they don't have the athletes. Guys like Frederick Jones, only a junior, having him back next year. It's only going to make Henrico better. Springers. I say the Springers again. I'm just thinking about that matchup. They have a backup at quarterback now for the Blue Devils. Dorian Fleming has come in. Dorian Fleming, quarterback. He also plays free safety. He's a sophomore. So they're going to give Bobby Dunn the rest of the night off. That big offensive line gets ready. Once again. Shotgun formation. Going to fake the handoff, and Henrico is not fooled. Rayvon Adkins. He's in his senior season, and he adds to his stellar year. He'll have well over 100 tackles before the end of this season for the Warriors.
Hey fans, don't forget as you get ready to leave the stadium tonight, make sure you pick up your trash around you.
3rd and 11. Varina just minutes away from moving on to 7-1, winning their 7th straight game. It's Isaiah Page. Yep. Just when you think the excitement is over, it's not. He gets all the way to the 50. You know, that was reminiscent of his 2nd touchdown of the game. Same play, exact same play design. They fake the run one way, and then he comes out of the backfield to the left. It burnt Henrico for 6 earlier. That time, it got Varina a 1st down. So 3:30 and counting. Blue Devils in control, really, ladies, from the beginning of this game.
Yeah, Varina just put their foot on the gas and haven't let up since the beginning, and that's really what's carried them through this entire game and given them a whole different shot compared to last year.
It's been a really nice, steady game so far.
Both sides of the ball, they've made good plays. A run to Jalen Walker.
Jalen Walker on the carry for the Blue Devils.
Big number 53 coming off the field. Number of interchangeable parts here. Stu Brown said the one thing he really was working on was trying to get depth. It's one thing to be a star running back, but to have 3 of them on your team at once, that's deep at that position. Varina uses their weapons well. That gets back to about the line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 4. Walker with the ball again.
Like you were saying, Varina's very good at utilizing their weapons and using the people that they know will help them out in the long run, and that's just what they do very, very well throughout the entire game. They don't let up, and they always keep in the guys that they know are going to do what's best for their team, and the entire team knows it. Nobody gets upset when they get taken out because they know that whatever's best for the team is whatever's happening next.
3rd and 4, shotgun formation now. Handoff to who else? Isaiah Page, 40, 35. Stays on his feet to 30, 25, 20. High stepping it, hot dogging it, 10. Oh, maybe he's having a little too much fun. Down to the 6-yard line. Unofficially, that is Isaiah Page's 1,856,327th yard tonight. I say unofficially because I just completely made that up. That's ludicrous. That's just ridiculous. But there's a flag. Holding on Varina. It wouldn't have counted anyway. How about that? I will say this, Blue Devils have not had many penalties tonight.
No, they really haven't. Most of the penalties have been against Henrico, and just throughout the entire game, the more flags you see, the more it seems to be Henrico getting them, and it's just kind of been a surprise when you actually see Varina get one tonight.
So Varina's going to move to 7-1. Here's Page again, making a little move. Earlier in that play, he tried to high step, and that slowed him down. I think he knew he was going to be in for sure. And Henrico, to their credit, was like, no, you're not. Wouldn't have mattered anyway with the penalty, but that would have been his 5th touchdown. So Varina has people moving all over the place. Warriors have a lot of sophomores and a lot of juniors coming back. This is a team that's going to get better. This year, Varina's a better football team, and it looks like they're going to break that losing streak of 4 in a row with just a minute to play.
The younger players they have, the more they can train them to be better players like the seniors they have.
Well, Varina with a 35-7 advantage, ending that 4-game losing streak to Henrico. And the irony is probably knocking Henrico out of the playoff race. Why? And it's ironic because Varina was knocked out by Henrico in the playoffs last season.
This whole game in general is Varina's way of saying, you may have gotten us the past couple of times, but we're back here now, and
we're better than ever.
Right, we're better than ever, and we're knocking you out from the actual season into the postseason. We hope we don't expect to see you very much.
A little bit of payback, I'd say.
Well, 4th and 17. Is this Varina's first punt?
I think so.
I think it is. And it's going to be blocked! Wow! He got in there. Somebody did not block somebody who I have no idea. He was in there so fast I couldn't even get a number on him. Is that number 7? Just came busting through. Torrin Carey Jarrell. So I don't think Henrico liked what you two just said very much. And there's a flag.
I mean, we were just speaking the truth.
I don't know. Not on that block punt. So Henrico at least something to build on. Big play there. I know Coach Stu Brown wants his team to finish. So he doesn't want to see negative plays like that. 56.7 to go. Henrico trying to add another 6 on the board. Their offense has not scored tonight. Can it now? Varina says no. Pass out in the flat, staying inbounds, and the clock continues to run. 40 seconds and change.
Kavion Keys with the reception for the Warriors.
Kavion Keys is a name we've heard a lot tonight. That kid's played well. Number 80. Made a couple of big catches. One I thought he had. The officials said it was incomplete. Would have been a big first down earlier in the game. And Keys is only a freshman. And that is a big dude for a freshman.
Freshman on varsity? That's not something
Yep.
you hear very often.
No, you don't. They have several players who are freshmen on this roster. This looks like the last play of the game. The pass is caught. And with 4.4 seconds, it's not the last play of the game because they're going to call timeout, which gives me one more time to talk about your Center for Communications, and thank you guys for being a part of making my life easier up here and doing a nice job.
All right, students, you only got like 30 minutes left.
So, and again, game coverage brought to you by the crew at the Center for Communications and Media Relations, and that's not just the two up here, McKenna and Abigail, but our reporter, our camera crew, our slow-mo operators, Heidi Kraft. Is she a good director?
Yes. She is the best.
That sounded like somebody who wants a good grade right there.
We just love Miss Kraft so much.
Yeah, that's.
She's like a second mother to us.
Oh boy, compliments going higher. Went from B to an A.
I have an A in that class.
There you go. Hey, see, this is extra credit. Extra credit for Varina. They're going to the playoffs for sure. We knew that going in. Henrico probably is not. Varina gets payback for last year's debacle against the Warriors. Your final, Varina 35, Henrico 7. For me at HCPS TV and for the Varina Center for Communications, we say thanks for watching and good night. We're not even going to say good night. We're going to stay here all night because you can't end this without going back down to sideline reporter Davis Daly, can you? How about this? I'm sure he probably wants to try to get with the head coach, Stu Brown. Let's talk about the impact of this for Varina. They came in at number 4, and they're moving up to trying to get to 3 or 2 or even 1. They got a couple of games left on the schedule with Atlee and Highland Springs. Abigail, what does this win do for Varina moving forward? They have been blowing out opponents, and this was another one at 35-7 as we're back on minicam up here. People are leaving.
Yeah, y'all are good.
So what's your takeaway for this win for the Blue Devils heading into their final 2 games of the season?
I think it's just going to lead them to doing, exactly what they've been doing right now and continuing to keep this win streak alive, and hopefully it'll give them a lot more momentum when they go and play Highland Springs.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Henrico gets the loss. It means they're probably not playoff bound, but overall, I mean, they gave up some big plays. They had some decent drives, but it just didn't work out from the Varina defense. Had too much. Hey, guys, we're going to see what Davis Daly has for us now. Oh, Janae Day. See, we're even changing reporters on the field now. Janae Day, it's your day. Take it away.
So
are we on or off?
Are we on or off?
We're trying to figure it out. She doesn't have any headsets right now, so we're trying to figure it out. Heidi's listening to the live stream. Okay.
They're tossing?
My headset's off. They're tossing. No, but
Thank you for joining us tonight with Varina. The final score was 35-7. That's all, folks.
Thank you, seniors.
That is some life-ready stuff, because she was ready to do an interview with Stu Brown. She didn't have a headset on, and so, you know what? Good job. Way to save it. For all of you watching, thanks for taking part in our broadcasts. For me, Will, Abigail, McKenna Slough, thanks for watching and have a good night.